I was pushing for so long. I remember when I was pushing, I was like, I literally can't do this. Like, I'm not, I'm just gonna die. And I'll see y'all next lifetime. Like, hey, hey, hey. Hey, y'all. So I am here to tell y'all about my birth story. I went into labor at 39 weeks. My water broke in bed at 6 a.m. I woke Adam up. I was like, babe, it's time. Now, take in mind, before this, I had been to the hospital like 3 or 4 times, right? And I was having lots and lots of contractions, like to the point where they really thought I was going to go into labor, but I wasn't dilating. So they kept sending me home. So my water broke. I was so excited. And I remember hearing in my classes that you're not going to be able to eat when you go to the hospital. So I asked Adam to take me to the drugstore first. He told me later that he was like freaking out. He was like, we need to go to the hospital. Like, your water broke. Like, he thought Noah was going to like fly out. So I went into Walgreens. I got some peanut butter crackers. And then we went to the hospital. Got to the hospital, went to the little room. They're like, yes, you're in labor. So they take me over into my actual room. I got Pitocin around 2:30 because I still wasn't dilating the way that I needed to. But my water had broken, so they're like, we're going to have to get him out. Let's give you some Pitocin to kind of speed this up. I was trying my best to do it naturally, like without any type of pain medication, any type of medication. But once I got that Pitocin, girl, those contractions got so serious. It felt like my pelvic bone was scratching up against my backbone, and they were like rubbing. By 8:30, I was like, I just can't take this anymore. Taking mine, I had been in labor for like 12, 14 hours, and I was like, I need an epidural, please now. And the doctor was really sweet. She was like, are you sure? Like, I know you said that you really wanted to do this naturally. I'm positive, ma'am. Bring me the drugs, please. They make my mom and everybody else leave, but Adam got to stay in the room, and he said, I didn't see the needle, but he said it was the biggest needle he ever saw in his life. He was like, I was about to pass out watching that lady put that needle in your back. Me, of course, I didn't feel a thing. I was like, girl, get these drugs in me. Let's have this baby. After I get the epidural, I'm good. My mom said that I didn't talk to anybody for like an hour to 2 hours. Like, I just was out of it, like not speaking. This is all kind of a blur to me, but she said there was a nurse that had been helping me for the past like hour. And after I got my epidural, she came in and I was like, she started doing stuff and like touching me, and I was a little taken aback because I was like, she didn't even introduce herself. Like, that's a little rude. So I was like, hey, how you doing? She looked at me like, girl, I have been in here for an hour. I'm fine. And I was like, I've never seen this woman a day in my life. I still to this day don't know what happened between the time I was having those contractions and the time so I got the epidural. It wasn't until after I got my epidural that I realized like where I was. I was like, oh, okay, this isn't so bad. I remember it was 1:30 a.m. ish, and she came in to check, and she was like, it's time to have this baby. I remember they start flipping all the lights up. It gets super bright in there. They're like pushing tables up. Gloves are going on, and I'm like freaking out, like, oh crap, this is happening. Adam and my mom, they pushed my legs. Like, they literally helped me push Noah down. So I was pushing for a good 55 minutes to an hour. I was pushing for so long. I remember when I was pushing, I was like, I literally can't do this. Like, I'm just gonna die. And I'll see y'all next lifetime. Like, that's how painful it was. I'm convinced that my epidural has started to wear off, because I remember when I first got it, I couldn't feel my legs. And by time it was time to push, I could feel everything. Like, I could feel my toes, I could feel my legs. And so the best way that I can explain what it felt like trying to push him out was, it was like trying to get the biggest boo-boo out. The most intense boo-boo you've ever taken in your life. That's what it felt like. I just remember it being so difficult. And she was like, okay, he's crowning, like, here's his head. I remember Adam, my mom, were like, oh my gosh, his hair, he has so much hair. And then they're like, okay, wait. We have to go get the doctor. I was like, girl, wait, what? This baby is crowning. He right at the edge. He was about to come out. Like, I was like, I don't understand what you mean. Wait, we did all this work for the last hour, and now you want to go get the doctor? I promise you, I was sitting there for like 10 minutes. And by this time, you have the urge to, like, push as much as you can when they're that close. And they were telling me to, like, wait. And I was like, I'm not going to be able to wait. My mom was like, girl, push anyway. They better get down there and catch that baby. So, like, low-key, I was like, still pushing a little bit. So the doctor comes in. She was taking her sweet, precious time. You hear me? She was like, hey, Tiara, how are you doing? How's everything? Are you ready to And I was like, I was squeezing Adam's arm, and I was like, tell her to get this baby out of me. She eventually finishes washing off, putting her gloves on, all that stuff. I pushed probably for about 2 more minutes, and he comes out, and he is the most beautiful thing I've seen in my whole life. I'm going to insert a picture of us first meeting each other so y'all can see. So yes, that was me and my boo looking into each other's eyes for the first time. And we've been hugging and snuggling and loving each other ever since. He is the best thing that has ever happened to me, and I am so blessed to be his mom. Noah, if you're watching this one day when you get older, just know that you are amazing, and I love you, and I'm so blessed to be your mom. I'm so happy to be your mom, and thank you for loving me and showing me how to love unconditionally. That is it for my birth story. I hope that you all have an amazing day, and I will see you next time.